Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. It's already good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone.
Hello.
Good. Somebody hears us. So welcome today for our Friday talks. So today we will. My name is Rostislav, and today we will be speaking together with Natalia. Where is Natalia? Somewhere here.
Yeah, hello, everyone. I'm here.
Here is Natalia. So let me first introduce Natalia. Natalia is a product manager for Ecosoft International, and we will be talking today about the Ecosoft DV valve. And today it would be me, Natalia, but also we have a disc valve here. And also, I think it would be nice to compare the disc valve with the regular WS valve. So we will talk today about this, about the diamond valve in the comparison with the CE valve, but also we will talk about other nice things. So for those who, I will also introduce a little bit the Friday talks. So for those who join us for the first time, I will give a short overview what we do. So on Friday, 2 times a month, on Friday, we are discussing one particular topic that we select by ourselves, or we get advices from you. And so this is a 45 minutes video call with an expert from Ecosoft. And this video are recorded. So on the ecosoft.com, which I'm now showing to everyone, you may see the Friday Talks page. And then this page is important for you and especially for your colleagues, because after the discussion, normally it happens on Monday, the recordings will be here, and then you could see again the video, and also you may share this video with your colleagues and use them for the educational purposes, up to decide. But for your information and for your convenience, all the videos are collected here. And this is basically all from the start. And yeah, we may start our discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Rusty. And I would like to ask our audience, please ask your questions. You are welcome for that, and we are really expect to hear your feedback as well. So let's start. Rusty, could you please do a brief introduction to the Ecosoft DV valve? What is the valve is? How we came up with this name?
So today we will speak about the Ecosoft DV valve, and DV stands for diamond valve, and this is the valve. I will correct the camera. So this is the valve we are talking about. This way. So this is the valve. Many of you already know the valve, and the name of the valve is Ecosoft Diamond Valve. Means that this valve was developed together by Ecosoft and the Clack company, and then the development took some time. So for the first time, we started pilot tests of the DV valve was 10 years ago. So 2014 was the first time we tried this valve in Ukraine. And then after 10 years of experience, now we have the Ecosoft DV valve. And DV, the diamond valve, means that inside, we will talk in more details today, inside is the special ceramic discs that are covered with the diamond carbon layer to improve the performance of the valve. So this is why this is what DV means.
Okay, thank you. So And could you please explain us a little bit the difference of this specific Ecosoft diamond valve with the any other disc valve available on the market? What makes it special and different from the others?
There are many disc valves available on the market. I think, by the way, we may ask our participants to write in the chat what disc valve do you know? What are the names? And what are the producers or trade names of the disc valve you know in the market? And meanwhile, we are waiting for replies. Let's see then what we would hear and what we'd listen. But then I will explain what, in my opinion, the Ecosoft DV is different. So first of all, that it has a ceramic disc inside, meaning that both of the discs that are inside the valve body are made of ceramic. So this is what makes the Ecosoft DV valve very different to all other valves that are available on the market. Normally the discs are made either out of plastic or robust kind of plastic like Teflon or EPDM. Sometimes there are suppliers who do also the ceramic disc, but only one of the disc is ceramic, another one is a plastic disc. That actually makes a big difference. And this is the core difference of the Clack idea, and this is what is different from the other valves.
And we have some answers from Matthew. Mentioned that it's Ranxin.
Clack.
Yes, Clack. And we have some question.
Yeah, the Clack PI valve is the Clack PI is the initial name of the valve that was launched in 2014, and now it is Ecosoft DV valve because it has many improvements. So the direct answer to Olivier is that the base is the same, but the Ecosoft diamond valve has some advantages, both hardware and software advantages and improvement that were done for the last many years. And then we have another question, Fleck, Autotrol, Seata, Magna. No ceramic disc in this. It is the first one I hear about. Yeah, you are right. There is an answer from the message from Ahmed that this is the only ceramic disc. This is the only valve that has two ceramic discs inside. By the way, we will go inside, but these are the discs that are inside. Now I can show them. So I can actually not so easy to make them apart because they both have a very smooth surface, so it is so finely polished that actually stick together by natural forces. And then, as you may see, both discs are made of ceramic. I think you may hear the sound. And one is white, and another one has a white basis because it's ceramic, but on the top there is a diamond carbon coating that was added recently. By recently, I mean a few years ago. And then this actually surfaces makes it so polished, so that during the performance of the valve, actually there is no gap in between them, and this is the way how the water flows are separated and directed in the right way.
We have another question. What is the main advantage compared to Autotrol valves?
Well, I will answer in few words now, and then I will explain a little more when we will do the assembling of the valve. So the main advantage is the simplicity of the internal part. So this is actually in Autotrol valves. maybe I'm a little bit generalizing, but in autotroll valves, you have 5 or 6 metal frames that are moving up and down. And then you have a spacer inside. And then in the Clack valve or Ecosoft disc diamond valve, you have only 2 parts that actually you don't even need to do the maintenance. And this is the very big difference comparison to autotroll valve, but not only autotroll valve. Then there is another command that BWTDL and Silk from the UK. Yes, you're absolutely right. The BWTDL and Perla-Silk valves are also disc valves. You're absolutely right. This is the message from Raymond.
Thank you for everyone for the questions. That's really good to have very active participants in our Friday talks. And I have another question to Rostislav. A lot of our softeners, Ecosoft softeners, are assembled with the disc valve. Why did we decide to do it with this type of the valve?
Yeah, we use the disc valve or diamond valve for the softeners. Only softeners and EcoMix softeners due to several technical aspects of the valve. So first is its compactness. So I will also demonstrate it in this way. So this is you may see this is the height of the disc valve, and then we have a height of the. It's not the right way to show, but I will do my best to give you a real answer. So the first advantage is the height. So everyone knows that when we talk about the softeners for the household application, almost every time we have an issue with the space. And the smaller the valve is, the more apartments we could equip with softeners. So this is the first reason why we have selected the diamond valve for Ecosoft softeners, compactness. Then there is a second reason, is the simplicity. So I will show in some details, but the board and the functionality of the diamond valve is minimized, or I would say optimized for the residential applications only. Then it gives us and gives basically not to us, but to the water professionals, simplicity during installation, during programming. So there is no functions that you would not use. Yeah, only functions that you require for the softener. And finally, it makes it different from the price point of view. So we still have the highest quality of the valve available on the market, but we have a more, I would say, reasonable price for this valve. Yeah, altogether the dimensions, only required functions, and I would say optimized price makes it a very good choice for the softeners, for the household softeners.
Okay, thank you.
And we have some more questions. Let's go through them.
Yes, so the first question from Ahmed. So if it developed with Clack, are it the same way to handle?
I would say that in general, yes, it is. I would use the word similar way, not the same way, and similar way to handle. So the logic, the engineering idea behind is very similar. It is not the same, but there are many similar things that I think, explain. And there is another question from Huxley. Is there flow rate limitations comparing with the standard Clack valve? Yes, yes, there are. There are limitations. So this valve, first of all, this is the 3/4 inch valve. If you look at the back, and then meaning the flow rate is lower. So the flow rate is designed for the residential applications. Maybe I will.
Yeah, it would be great if you can explain a little more in detail the technical parameters of this valve.
Yeah, I think a very good question from Huxley to jump to the PowerPoint and explain. And just a moment. The PowerPoint has disappeared. Here it is. Finally find it. So do you see the screen now?
Yes.
So this actually the technical parameters of the valve. So first the question is about the flow rate. So the flow rate is 2.5 cubes an hour. So these are cubes an hour at a pressure difference of 1 bar. So this is the limitation of the flow. So in comparison to the Clack 1-inch valve, that has the flow rate of 6.1 cubes an hour at a pressure difference of 1 bar. So this is a significantly lower flow rate, and this valve can be used for soft. I would say the best way is to use for the softeners and Technomix softeners with a pressure vessel size 6 to 13 inches. So this is the pressure vessel sizes, diameters that this valve can handle. Yeah, then we can also stop at the pressure. So 1.4 to 8.6. So this is the operating pressure of the valve. Actually, this is, I think, one of the widest range available on the market. So this is also a benefit of the valve body, because the 8.6 shows the robustness of the valve body. And then what else? We have the type of regeneration. Actually, we will, I think, talk later on it, but also the valve is very different from this point of view, because one valve body can handle both upflow and downflow regeneration. And the valve has the blending feature.
So when, sorry, Rusty, when you are saying that one body is for upflow and downflow regeneration, it means we do not need, so it's one valve itself.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. It's one valve. It is valve. It is one body. And then I think we will look. These are the injectors part. That if you will, we will open it later and show what is inside. But the valve body is exactly the same. So this is very different to what we have in the WS valve, where you need to order either upflow or downflow valve, and you cannot change it on site. With the DV valve, you could do it on site.
Okay, thank you. We have more questions regarding the flow rate you mentioned. Does it including the mixing valve or not?
Is the flow includes the mixing valve? No, the flow does not include the mixing. So this is just a flow rate through the. This is the rate, the flow rate during softening.
Thank you. And another question from Matthew: can you regenerate backwards? Outlet incoming water, inlet outgoing water.
This is a tricky question. Let me think. Can you regenerate backwards? Outlet. Well, we never tried this. So this is a very good question for the further discovery of the valve. From the theory point of view, the answer to your question is yes, because during the regeneration, there is a bypass between inlet and outlet, meaning that if we are in the regeneration, we could actually regenerate from outlet water source. And I have a forward question to Matthew. Why would you need this? Why would you need this functionality, or where you would need to use the outlet to put the incoming water during regeneration.
Meanwhile, we are waiting for the response from Matthew. I have a question. Rostislav, you have mentioned that there is a difference between WS valve and diamond valve. What can you please show us? What is the difference between these in more details, except the size?
Yeah, I will make down a little bit the camera so you would see more the valves and less me. So let me. So this is actually the difference from the appearance point of view. So you may see that there is a difference in the size. Basically, the height is different. And then if I will rotate it back, so you may see that the hydraulic part, the valve body, is also different. However, coming a little bit back to the question from Ahmed, so is it similar? So you may see that there are similar items. For example, salt refill elbow from the WS valve is exactly the same as the salt refill. Is the salt refill from the DV valve. So these parts are absolutely similar, absolutely same, not even similar. Then, as well as I would not disconnect it, as well as the drain line elbow, also the same for the disc valve and the WS1 valve. Then this is what is similar. What is different? I will take out the face cover. It's not actually the face cover. So here it is the face cover for WS. This is, I would say, the top cover. So there the covers are different, but the way how you handle them are very similar. So there are no screws that you have to put out to get access to the board. So everything is quite easy. And then you see the difference. So the DV valve. The DV valve has a very small board, meaning less functionality. So you may see that here we have the connections only for a meter, or it's a power supply. Then we have a meter and the motor. Then if we look at the WS1, instead of and on top of these three connections, we would have much more to connect external devices. I would not stop on it, but this is also the difference. Yeah, so this is the flow rate, as we have already discussed. So here we have at the DV valve, we have the 2.5 cubes an hour, with the WS is 6.1 cube an hour.
Okay, thank you. And since we already got inside the valve, could you please show us how can we reach the heart of this valve to the ceramic discs?
So now I will move back the valve, the WS valve. I think here, before taking apart the valve.
Yes, we have more questions.
We have more questions, but they are very related to what I'm going to do. So first, let's read the comment from Matthew. Yeah, the Clack training, they mentioned the possibility. I believe the use case was to regenerate with clean water from the external. Yeah, you are absolutely right. You're not wrong. You are right. So that the way you can regenerate backwards to use the clean water for regeneration. So to be honest, I don't know if we can do this with the DV valve, but we may check it. And then there is a comment from Ahmed. Please, did you put the distance of the spacer in the Clack and drive cap as well? Let us deassemble the DV valve and let's see if we answer your question. So to deassemble the DV valve is also very similar logic. So first you remove the top cover, and then you have to disconnect the cable. So we always start with the power supply, then the meter, and then the motor. So we lift the knob, and then this is the PC board. Yeah, we put it in the top cover and put it somewhere in the distance. And then we have a top bracket. And in comparison, I will also give a comparison to the WS valve. So here we have a vertical bracket, while with the DV valve we have horizontal bracket, but the logic is the same. What we do, we have two places here to hold, and then we can easily take the bracket, and then we have access to the gears and to the main gear. So first we remove this the wheel with let's call it with holes. If we would have questions, then we will come back to this. Then we have a set of gears. So we have 3 white ones that are absolutely the same, and then we have a fourth one is a black one that is different to this first 3. So we just pull them out. And then we have, then you can see the motor here. So first, then we have to move the motor, remove the motor. So it is done easy, very easy. We just press the spring here and lift it up. Then we have access to the white gear, so I can use this wrench that is a part of the service tools for the disc valve. So I use this wrench just to lift up this big white gear, and then so this is actually the drive cup.
Mm-hmm.
This is the drive cup in the DV valve, about which the Ahmed is asking. And then to unscrew this gray end cap, I will use this Clack wrench. So here on the table, maybe it's not so convenient because it's so light. Normally, when you do it on a softener loaded with resin and filled with water, then it's much more handy. I will stand up to do this. So this is the cup, and then we can, at this moment, I can remove the cables. By the way, this bottom bracket has the same engineering idea as in WS1, meaning that it has special slots here for the cables to put them inside the valve.
We have a comment from Ahmed. Oh, I see it's vertical instead of horizontal in Clack.
Yes, you are absolutely right. So now, actually, we have access to the cup. So this is what holds the ceramic discs inside. So there is I would say it's a lid with a spring. Put it back. And finally, we have the discs here installed here. And then we have the O-ring that is underneath the discs. So these are the discs inside. So you see that I'm holding the upper discs, and they stick to each other. And actually, I cannot. Yeah, now I move it. So these are the discs that I showed before. So basically, now we came to the heart of the valve. Yeah, the diamond carbon ceramic discs. This is it. So this is why.
And why it is made from this ceramic material?
Basically, these two discs are made of ceramic for robustness, and this is a very advanced technology for these ceramic discs. So they are so hard that any particles that can trap inside the valve will be milled or grounded. I think grounded is the right term. And for it grounded to a powder and then washed away during regeneration. So basically, I would say it is impossible to damage or to scratch these ceramic discs. And this is the makes the valve so reliable because actually there are no these are the part that actually rotates during the regeneration. And as you may see, there is no plastic or rubber that touching the surfaces, the rotating surfaces, meaning that it would last for many, many years with no request to do the service. In contrary to many other valves that has a plastic part or rubber O-rings inside that from time to time have to be replaced. So the robustness makes this valve unique.
So if it's so robust that it can smash the sediments by itself, does this well itself needs the sediment prefiltration before?
From the technical point of view, no. And this is also one more advantage of the softeners equipped with the diamond valve, that you don't have to install a sediment filter before a softener, because the valve is so robust that actually you don't have to protect it. And then you may use this benefit when you mount the softeners in a very tiny spaces where you actually don't have space for the sediment filter. And then you have a choice to install a softener or no, and then you are not sure if the performance of it will be proper. So with the Ecosoft softener, like pink softener that is equipped with Ecosoft diamond valves, you can be sure that if you install it without a sediment filter, it would perform perfectly for many years.
Okay, that's a good news.
Yeah, good news. It's a very good advantage. And then, Natalia, I think we have to go to
we have to go through the questions. We have three more questions. Let's go. How many times a year is it necessary to do this operation? What do we change? I believe this is the question from Paulo. It was about the service.
Yeah, basically, Paulo, the answer to your question is very easy. So how many times? The answer is 0. So you don't have to do this. This is the question. And what do we change? Well, you don't change any. Well, you may change something if you would like to change, but again, from the technical point of view, you don't have to do any any regular changes during the maintenance. And then I think we have to jump to the next question.
I guess yes, the next question from Marcus. Have you tried the disc valve with Ecomix?
Yes, for sure. So the disc valve with Ecomix we have tried first in 2014, and then actually the diamond valve is super good for Ecomix, because normally if you go for Ecomix, then it meaning that you have iron in the water, and then iron may clog the disc valves, or iron particles may damage the disc valves, but not in the case of the ceramic discs. And this is a great advantage to use the diamond valve for the water with iron. So in this case, you have even more advantages in comparison to the application of this valve for softening. So for sure, not even tried, but we strongly recommend to use the Ecomix softeners with this kind of valve. With the diamond valve, it would work even better.
Thank you. We have another question from Raymond, and I believe it's also about the maintenance and how protect your injector without a pre-filter.
This is thank you, Raymond, for a very good question. So I will explain how the injector part is designed, and then I will answer in this way the question. So you will need to use another tool, also coming from the spare parts list that we provide together with our softener. So this is the wrench to unscrew the injector.
Sorry, can you move a little bit the camera?
Yes.
Yes, so we can see.
So,
thank you.
So this is the way we unscrew it. So now it's very easy because I don't have a top cover, but this is the way how it is done. So this is I have unscrewed the right one, so the left from you, and then let's unscrew the left one, and then I will explain. So these are the two injector part, and the one where we have the injector is equipped with a screen, with a net, like this, with a net that protects the injector from the particles. So this is how we protect the injector. And then I will use this the question from Raymond to go a little bit further with the answer, explaining the design of the injector. So basically, in this way, we have the two injector parts, and I don't know if you see it on the screen, but in the one that has the gray part, you can see the letter U that stands for upflow, and the injector that it goes. And the injector that in the part that is equipped with injector, you will see letter D that stands for downflow. So in this particular valve that I am now having in my hands, then it is equipped for downflow regeneration. Yeah, to convert from downflow to upflow, what we do, we remove the plug. Then we take this wrench and remove the injector. So when we remove the injector from down from D position to U position, like this, and then we change the programming, of course. So it is important that the programming has to be also changed from downflow to upflow. Then the valve becomes then the valve would have upflow regeneration. There is a question from Leonid. Hello, Leonid. And when we will be available this tool? So this tool will be available very soon, I think within some weeks, because it's already on the way. So please ask your customer sales manager, just place an order, and then you will get it as soon as we deliver it. It has a special part number. And by the way, I will ask for those who already use the pink softeners and anthracite softeners. Do you have you seen the spare parts price list for this valve? You may say yes or no, or plus or minus, then we will know if you. Okay. We have some space for improvement. Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, but I believe you will see it soon. So, just to finish this part, what I see, Rusty, you mentioned that this drain line, brine line are the same. The injectors are the same as well as for the WS valve. So it means that it can be advantageous for our partners to have the less stock of the spare parts. Can you explain what tools basically they need during the service? Because I have not seen that you are using any screw. There is any screws here in the valve as for
No.
WS. So the idea is the same.
Yeah, first let me then answer to your question from the end. So it's the same way as it is in WS. One valve and the DV valve does not have any screws, any metal parts. Well, there is one, there is a spring inside. This is one, but still there are no screws that are used for to fix something. And this is a great advantage because normally the screws is something that actually damage the valve during the maintenance. So when you screw and unscrew, then after several times, actually the thread is somehow damaged, and then you cannot fix it in the right way. Also, of course, the big advantage is that you won't lose them. That might happen in the dark environment where normally the softeners are installed. And then coming back to your main part of your question, so yes, there should be some tools, actually 3 of them. So this one is very well known, I think, by our customers and by fans of Clack, is the Clack valve range. And this is for the majority of the parts. And also there are 2 separate tools. Is the tool is a range to unscrew and screw the injector part. And also there is a third one, the metal one, this one, and this is for adjustment, of the mixing valve. So the mixing valve is located here on the back. Of the valve, and then sometimes it's not so easy to adjust it, and then to adjust the mixing valve, and then for this reason you may use a special metal range. So these 3 are part of this spare part price list. So they have codes, and then you may order them and have them for your technicians. And the question from Marcus is the tool working for WS? Well, yes, this one will also work for the WS one, but actually you don't need it for WS, because in the WS one, oh, by the way, I can show it straight away. So for the WS valve, it's here, and it's much more easy accessible. And then you may also use the tool, but normally you can do it with your fingers. Yeah, normally there is a question from Marcos, I know. No, there was a question from Raymond. What is the max percentage? It is around 40 to 50%, you are right. And then you could actually blend a lot of water through. Yeah, and then the comment of Marcos is clear. Yes. So if it's stuck over years, you may use a range to adjust. You're right. Natalia, this is already 45 minutes left.
Yes, we are.
Time flies.
Yes, time flies. We have a lot of questions from our partners. That's really good. Thank you, everyone. You make my job much easier today. And
maybe we can stop for today from like discussion between us, and maybe we'll give a little bit more time for our visitors to ask more questions.
Yes, sure. They have very good questions. Just waiting if someone has more questions. And maybe meanwhile we are waiting, I have just last question to you, Rusty. So about the programming of this valve, what should we do during the commissioning and installation of how should we program it?
Well, unfortunately, I cannot show you because right now it's fully disassembled, but I can answer you. So when we deliver valves, we deliver them as a part of the softener, and they are pre-programmed. So this is the same rule as for all Ecosoft softeners. So they are pre-programmed for every particular softener or Ecomix unit. And then the technician on site should set the water hardness. Should of course set the time of the day, and set the time of the delayed regeneration. Yeah, by default it's 2 a.m. and then you either confirm it or change.
So the same logic as for WS well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do we have 1 units of measurements for the hardness?
No, we have several. We can select between 3. So we have ppm of calcium carbonate, then we have the German degrees, and then we have French degrees. By default, it is ppm of calcium carbonate, but then you could select one of the 3 and then use the one that is convenient for you. So Natalia, I would suggest that we keep the valve as it is, and then I think it would be good so that next time we could actually put it back and talk about the programming.
Okay.
So I think this would be a very good continuation of the Ecosoft diamond valve explanation. If there are some questions from our guests, please, or suggestions, recommendations, please go ahead now, or you may also send us the email. There is a business development question from Ahmed. Please go ahead. There is a question from Huxley. Does it show the current flow rate? No, it does not. So it shows only the time of the day. So there is no flow rate during the flow.
We have the question from Paul. Will it be possible to talk about the main malfunctions and how to solve them? Or will it be the subject of a future meeting?
Yes, malfunction is the most interesting part of every product, and we are a good news that we are ready to talk on it. We can even cover some things now. I think this is what very important. For currently, the main malfunction that might happen, actually it happens, I think in less than 1% of the cases. We have 3 cases with the damage of the black gear. So this could be the main malfunction, and it happens. Actually, we don't know why it is happening because it's only few cases that were reported. And this, I would suggest, when you start the operation of the soft or the business with Ecosoft diamond valve softeners, then it's better to make a small stock of replacement parts and to have like this particular part. Normally the malfunctioning should be stopped by the errors. So the PC board actually detects that something is going wrong, and then it stop not to damage the gear or not to damage the internal part. And then of course we will cover more malfunctioning next time, explaining what you should do and what are the reasons of the malfunctioning.
Thank you.
The question is, are you thinking about Middle East market, especially Well, we sell to Middle East countries, and we have already customers. So yeah, if you may send a short request to us with your emails and your particular interest, and then we will contact you. My colleague from the sales team, Arthur, who is working with the customers in the Middle East, will contact you shortly. Thank you. We have to say thank you for your questions. When is the next presentation?
That's a good question.
Well,
Thank you,
actually,
Antonio.
thank you very much for this question. I think Natalia, we have to do the next presentation next week. Because yeah, it should be a continuation of the disc valve. Yeah, and yeah, we will send you the invite, but we will do our best to do it next week so that actually we keep on that you and us did not forget where we stopped for today. So at this moment, we have to thank first of all Natalia for very good questions, and also thank you also very much for your questions and your participation.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was very interactive. Thank you for all your questions and feedbacks. It means a lot that we have people that are listening. That's very important for us. So,
Good.
And if you have more questions that comes up after our Friday talks, please, you are welcome to send it to us.
Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we wish a very good Friday, very good weekends, and talk to you next Friday.
Yes. See you next Friday. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.